So when you're measuring your progress, a lot of people kind of go by the beats per minute. And that's fine because that's mostly what any metronome is going to show you or any drum machine is going to show you. The thing is, though, 200 beats per minute, for example, doesn't really mean anything until you identify what you're actually doing at 200 beats per minute. So are they 16th notes at 200 beats per minute? Are they 8th note triplets at 200 beats per minute? Are they whole notes at 200 beats per minute? As you can see, there's going to be a really big difference in the perceived speed. How many actual notes per minute is going to be widely varying because 200 beats per minute doesn't tell you anything by itself. So in what I just said, that's your answer though. What you need to get down to is the notes per minute, the NPM, not just the BPM. BPM only tells you how many quarter notes or whatever you're ultimately counting as one beat. But that's all that tells you. So ultimately, you don't really have a common unit of measurement until you reach the NPM, or notes per minute. So I'm going to show you very easily how you can do that, okay? Because ultimately you want to be able to see how your technique is coming along, especially when you're doing speed training, in a way that you can measure and compare between different rhythmic situations, not a different measuring system for every single time signature and subdivision, okay? So it's really, really simple. It does involve the BPM, okay, times however many subbeats are in a beat. So 16th notes, typically that's 4 per beat, or 1/4 of a quarter note, okay? So 4 16th notes in every quarter note. If a quarter note is 1 beat, and let's say you're doing, I'm going to use 100 beats per minute as the example. Your 100 beats per minute is the quarter note. 4 16th notes per quarter note, so that's 400 notes per minute. You just multiply how many beats per minute times the actual number of subbeats per beat. So triplets, that's 3 per beat, times 100 beats per minute, it's 300 notes per minute. Sextuplets, that's 16th note sextuplets, that's 6 per quarter note. Okay, so that's 6 times 100 beats per minute, that's 600 notes per minute. You do this times whatever the BPM is, okay? So if it's 300 and it's just 8th notes, that's 2 per beat, times 300, that's 600 notes per minute. So NPM is the real unit of measurement when it comes to actual speed. And so when you want to actually kind of keep track of your progress and measure your progress over time, make sure you arrive at that NPM value. Don't just settle for the BPM because that doesn't tell you enough. You need to know what the NPM is so that you can actually see your real progress across the board in all aspects of your technique. Now, of course, your maximum NPM is going to vary from one technique to the next and one approach to a given technique to the next, because doing something on a single string, especially with like alternate picking, for example, is going to be fairly easy compared to stuff with like string skipping at the same speed. Okay, you're not going to be able to get the pick from one string to the other quite as easily as simply just moving the same pick back and forth over the same spot. So keep that stuff in mind, but notes per minute is the main thing. Always get down to that NPM value, not just BPM, because that doesn't tell you enough. I hope this helps. We're going to get into some other aspects of effective practice and really getting results for your practice in the next couple of videos. But until then, stay tuned and be sure to subscribe. Until next time, rock on.